Hey everybody, welcome back to Rabbit and Red Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric, and today on the bar for review, Glengoyne, 18-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey. Happy December 2019, and as you know, each month this year, I've been reviewing, kicking off the month with a review of a whiskey that's 18 years or older, so Glengoyne 18 will be the one to close out 2019. As always, I'll give you a nose, taste, finish review about the whiskey itself, chat a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts and a score, and leave you with a malt musing. But first, just a little bit on Glengoyne. So Glengoyne Distillery is located just a little bit north of Glasgow in what's called the Highland region of Scotland. They've been around since, I think, 1833. But what's really interesting about Glengoyne, among other things, is that while they do all their distillation in what's considered the Highland region of Scotland, the maturation of their casks is actually done in warehouses in the lowland region of Scotland. So this is like one of the only distilleries that does this. Unlikely it has too much effect on the whiskey, as it is not triple distilled or anything like most of the lowland whiskeys are, but just an interesting little nugget of info about how Glengoyne does their stuff. So regarding the 18-year-old, this whiskey is bottled at 43% ABV, so a little bit above the 40% minimum. Bunch of info on here, which I'll share with you. It's got some tasting notes. It does say it's natural color, which is great. No mention on here of chill filtration or not, so there's possible that this has been chill filtered. So Glengoyne doesn't really it doesn't do any whiskeys really with peat. Most of their core range is all unpeated, so we're not going to get any smokiness or anything in this, but here's what it has to say. Up to 6 years from oak forest to Highland Distillery, that's how long it takes before casks are finally ready to receive our spirit. However, the journey has just begun. Time and wood work together over the next 18 years within the cool darkness of our traditional earth-floored warehouses. This creates the glowing golden hue and wonderful mouthfeel of Glengoyne 18-year-old. It is perhaps the perfect balance of complex oak, traditional skills, and barley dried by air, never peat. All in good time. And so they got a bunch of different info about Glengoyne on here as well from various folks that work there. And it does have a little bit of tasting notes here as well, which we'll avoid because we're going to taste it right now. Here's a quick look at the bottle. Classic Glengoyne looking bottle. They have some of their logo and stuff and the year of the start of their distillery embossed here on the bottle. I think they have a pretty classy presentation. And here on the bottle, not too much other information. Looks like pretty much the same stuff I told you about. So, all right. So because this is an 18-year-old whiskey, I have kept this, I've had this sitting in a glass for about 15 minutes to let air work out and let this open up a bit. That is the color you're getting. And as I said, it is natural colored according to their bottle. So this is a natural 18-year-old color. Looks really nice. All right, let's get into this, y'all. All right, so immediately on the nose, this is a really heavy fruity whiskey. It is not clear if it's aged in sherry or not. It probably is, considering what I'm getting off the notes. This is probably aged maybe only in sherry or ex-sherry glasses for that, or cask for that matter, because the fruit's just bursting out of this. Bright, kind of fresh fruit, kind of some dry spices. So I'm thinking apple, pear, cherry, almost dark cherry, a little bit of cinnamon. It's like Christmas in a glass almost. It smells really, really great. There's also a little bit of spicy oakiness. Wow. Yeah, just fruit forward. All sorts of different fruit coming out of this. But it smells like it's got a really nice full body. All right, let's give this a taste. Cilantro. Okay, so right away, sweet, vanilla, a little bit of a caramel, but then again, it's the fruit. Dark fruit, plum, maybe a little bit of fig, something like that. But as it develops, some other stuff comes in. Vanilla, the vanilla is there, but almost like a toffee note a bit of a wood spiciness. Really solid. Really good kind of medium to medium heavy viscosity. So kind of coats your whole mouth, which is kind of what you'd expect from a whiskey that's aged 18 years. Full flavor. As it goes into the finish, bit drying, a little bit of that cinnamon spice still there, a little bit of like kind of a clove nutmeg thing. But again, just kind of those, the fruits are still there. Bit of that caramel sweetness. Good stuff. I'm not going to say that it's wowing in any way, but this is a really solid 18-year-old whiskey. Let's put a little bit of water on this. As I said earlier, this is a 43% ABV, so we're not going to drown it too much, just a little bit. Let's see what else we get out of this. Ooh. So with the addition of water, the vanilla definitely standing out a lot more on the nose now. Vanilla, just kind of a creaminess going on. Again, the spice, oak spice. It's almost got kind of a soft bourbon notes, which is what's interesting considering I think this is probably only sherry. But you can pick up, there's that raisin, plum, that dark red fruit still there. I think the nose is a little bit better with water. Yeah, just smells like something you'd want to drink right around this time of year as the weather gets chillier. Christmas in a glass. Taste again. Okay, so the addition of water, not much changing on the delivery. Getting a little bit more of a sour note now. I can't tell exactly what it is. It's not like a grapefruit, fruity citrus sour. It's a little bit of kind of a sour note, maybe almost like a bite of like sour apple or something. So not really citrus, more apple. But again, the fruit notes are still there. The finish, which was, I would have said medium to medium long before, has shortened up quite a bit now with the addition of water, leaving you kind of with a little bit of a vanilla, little bit of a, almost like a little bit, yeah, apple. Okay. This is a really, I would almost say it's kind of a really balanced whiskey. Nothing is really overpowering anything else. It's just fruity. And then you get a little bit of that spice. Not a whole lot else going on. Good stuff though. All right. So once again, here's what the Glengoyne tube is looking like, but forget the tube. What's more important? One more look at the bottle here. Bottle of this in the United States will run you anywhere from, say, about $95 to $110, which for an 18-year-old whiskey these days, that's a good price. Most 18-year-old whiskeys nowadays are getting up into that 120 to 140 range, sometimes much higher depending on which brand you're looking for and what type of bottle. So the Glengoyne 18 does come in at a decent value. My final thoughts on this, solid whiskey. This isn't something I would ever turn down. But in terms of some of the other 18-year-old or older whiskeys I've had, this one leaves a little bit to be desired. I would also mention that Glengoyne makes a 15-year-old whiskey, which you can find anywhere from like $60 to $70, which I think is fantastic. I would almost choose the Glengoyne 15 over this 18. As you know, I keep price in mind when thinking about these things. So I think for your money, the Glengoyne 15 might be a better value for you. I think you get just about as much, if not more, out of it than this 18, and you're going to save yourself a few dollars. So my final score on the Glengoyne 18 is going to be a 3.5 out of 5, which is, highly recommend trying this or picking up a bottle if you find it at a good price, especially if you find it under $100, grab yourself one of these. Otherwise, I think there are just some other 18-year-olds in this price range that are just a little bit more interesting. Okay, so that is my review of Glengoyne 18. I'm going to kick you over to your malt musing. We'll catch you next time here on Rabbit and Red Whiskey Reviews. Sláinte, y'all.